everyone, and welcome back. Today I am taking you on our adventure. We're gonna actually have a snow day today, even though there is absolutely no snow on the ground. We're supposed to get anywhere from 6 to 8 inches, but we need to make some more wreaths. I've been super busy. I did a last minute project of taking on wreaths, and I have some pre-orders that I need to get done. However, I am out of some of my supplies, so we are going to forage in the woods today some of the branches that we need in order to make my wreaths. So I have this huge hemlock tree over here, which I use for my wreaths. I made a bunch last year for myself and for family members, and those branches did really well. I think it lasted until March when I took it down. So I am going to be on the other side of the fence. My kids are home and they're helping me. So my game plan is to cut them down, throw them over. We're gonna put them into our garage and try and get as much done as we can before it snows. And hey, if you're new here, my name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts Zone 6A, and I am in western part of Massachusetts. Today is December 2nd. We have our first snow day, and I decided to take on making Christmas wreaths last weekend, and I actually did pretty darn good. I sold about 18 of them. I have 5 more pre-orders, and I want to get the stand up and running again tomorrow so people can get them as they come and go. I started this channel for home gardening, and we are slowly turning into some flower farming and selling at my roadside flower stand. And today, yeah, we're taking on wreaths. So I just wanted to show you how I do it as a beginner. I feel like even over the past week or so, I have changed my methods, added some more things, and forever learning, so to speak. So let's get to it. We have all of our supplies that we need. So I have my hemlock here, and just a quick little tip when you are gathering hemlock from your backyard or any woods, you always want to check the underside. There is this like little woolly insect that can be very invasive, so you don't want to spread it around. I found on a few of my branches when I checked the underside, I only had a couple of them. I just don't want them to be invasive and go anywhere else, especially if someone just disposes the branches, say later on in their woods. So I just clip them, and I actually put them in a trash bag and I throw them away, so that way they won't be spreading to any of the other hemlock that I have in my backyard. So we have a lot of white pine, which is another one that I am using. It just adds this nice like little whimsical element, I feel like. So I have been using mainly hemlock and white pine, and they just look really nice together. And I'm also super fortunate because my uncle lives about 10 minutes away from me, and he also has another type of a branch I've been adding in to some of my wreaths as well, except I am running extremely low, but it's fir, and I am just pumped. It smells so good. It's more like that Christmas tree type branch, just a little bit spiky. It's not like a balsam where the spikes go all the way around, so half of it. So I went really heavy on that with my coworkers, and I owe a few more of them to them, so I'm saving those. So today we are just using my hemlock and my white pine. They go just so nice together. But yes, definitely check the underside, and if you do find the little woolly bug, I'll put it below. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it looks basically like just little specks of cotton on the bottom. And fortunately, I did not have that much, so we are good to go there. So I like to cut mine into about anywhere from 5 to 7 inches in length, so they'll vary, and I'll just kind of stack them. But I kind of have found this little, I don't know, recipe, so to speak, of what actually looks really nice and works for me. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So what I like to do is I will cut these into different kind of sections. I'm trying to find it. So you'll see like the tips, they have that nice little spike. I will leave some a little bit bulkier, and then let me see if I can find one down the branch more where it splits. So something like this. So I will take this and I will layer it over one that will have like a nice little point to it. I don't know if you can really see that well, but yeah. So if it looks like this, don't count that as an ugly branch. You don't even need to just have the tips. You can just layer them. And I apologize if you hear my kids in the background. We have a snow day today, so it's perfect for wreath making. So I will take 3 hemlock and I will just kind of like intertwine them and bulk them up. So I have my 3 hemlock, and then I will take 1 or 2 of the white pine and just overlap them. And I kind of make a V with them, so they kind of like sprawl out a little bit. And I will take 1 more hemlock and put it on top. The one on top, I try and make sure it's one that has like a nice little point. It's the end. And it kind of looks like a nice little fan. So this is my little recipe right here. And I will start and just keep going around and around. And I have floral wire that I either got from Walmart, Amazon, even the dollar store one works great too. All of my wire rings are from the dollar store. They're I think $1.50, $1.75. I actually had some from last year still, just for my house, because I like to make them just for my house for the doors. They're $1.25, so slowly going up, so definitely bulk up. And all of the ribbon that I use, I just buy from the dollar store too, because this was super last minute, so I was not prepared, but I'm hoping to make some of my own bows next year to have more of a variety. So we have this. I'm going to put this aside. I am going to get my wire tied in, and I'll show you up close how I like to do a few of my layers, and then I'm just going to keep going. All right, so we have my wire right here, and I am still learning, but I like to go over and under. So I have my snips in case I need them. We made this little bunch together, and I gotta make sure I flip this. It's the wrong way. So it makes like a nice little fan right here. And I like to wrap it twice around, especially because these are so small. And I try and hook it above a branch. And so I'll give the first one a nice good pull, and then I'll wrap it around again, just for good measure, because it's super windy here. And I had actually one fall off and a bunch of the branches fell. And I think it's because it was like one of my first ones, and I only looped it once. So we have 1, 2, and I'm just going off the top of my pile. So we have 3, kind of like to make them like a W. I will add my 2 white pine. And again, I am no pro, I am just starting. I used to make them for the past couple of years on my own, but never to sell. So we have it, and I made a V. So we do like a W with the hemlock, a V with the white pine, and then I'll take another hemlock piece and I'll put it right on top. So it's like a 3, 2, 1. And then I will layer it pretty close together. You can space them out, but I just really like the look of bulking them up, especially because I'm only adding a bow to it. I don't have anything else to add, but I'm hoping in the future. So I'm gonna do 1 over and under around and tighten it really good. Over, under, and around, and nice and tight. So we're just gonna keep going. And again, I like these ones that kind of do the W for me, so I don't have to. Sometimes I'll only use 2, but usually I can find one that kind of feathers. So nice and bulky. And then I have my 2 white pine, and the kids are doing who knows what over there. So we have this and 1 on top. So we're using about 6 pieces per bundle. And I have them here. And I am just going to go over and around, and I try and go over so there's a few branches that kind of help tie it in. Give it a good tug. Again, super windy here. And I had one that fell. So it's starting to bulk up really nicely. All right, and then you know what? We're just gonna keep on going. So look, ugly branches, no problem. You can just look in your pile and just try and cover them up. And then I'm going to do my 2 white pine, and I'm located again in Massachusetts. So this is just what we have in the woods in our backyard. There we go. So I didn't want to add any more money into this by sourcing anything out or getting a tree. All right, and there we go. And we're just gonna keep on going. All right, so we have our wreath just about done. I like to try and like fluff it up. Sometimes the branches get a little bit twisted, but I have to tie it off, and that's usually like my little mess up area because I try and tie it off, but what I found is if I use a bow, sometimes you don't see that seam because I really squeeze really hard towards the end. So I am going to just turn this around. I mean, look at how big and fluffy this is. Now my first ones did not look anywhere. It was probably like half as many of branches. But again, usually when I go for my coworkers, I tend to overload them a lot more compared to the ones that I had at my stand. So I'm just going to flip this over. And so I'm flipping it over. I'm just gonna cut some extra. So I'm just going to make sure that I really tie it in and loop it as many times as possible. And then that way I can also find later where I had my bow that needs to go. I kind of actually twist into this spot. And if I can almost loop it off, we will be good. So again, this one I went super heavy on, but you don't have to put as many branches. You will go see that they go through super quickly when you put them super thick like this. But I just like, I don't know, this is how I would want mine. All right, so the seam's gonna be down here, so this is how it will be hung. Look how beautiful this is. I absolutely love it. And the hemlock lasts a long time, and the pine, the hemlock last year, I just made a hemlock one for myself, and it was up until March. So this is what it's going to look like. And again, this is the first time I'm selling them. So if you have any tips and tricks, but this is what I can find in Massachusetts. So it's white pine again, and it's the hemlock, but I just think it looks gorgeous. It's just so nice and fluffy. I do have some from my uncles that I am super low on, so I am saving that because I'm gonna try and make a kissing ball. Wish me luck. I'm not sure how that's gonna come out, but I actually had to order the little floral balls because there weren't any in my area. But again, here is mine. I will find the seam, like I said before, I'm gonna hang a bow here, and then I just put them on a Dollar Tree Christmas hook, and I put them on my stand. So they will go up tomorrow, except I'm getting a ton of pre-orders right now, which I'm like so excited about. So thank you to anyone who has bought from me because I really appreciate it. And next year I know that the wreaths are gonna do well, so I will come prepared. So we're going to get the bow and I'll show you the final product. And here is the final product. How pretty is this? So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, first time showing how I make them. You don't have to go super heavy like I do, but I just love this lush. And these bows, guys, they're from Walmart. They're 97 cents. So add these in and you can get your own beautiful Christmas wreath. I just use hand wire. Everything's from the dollar store or from Walmart. So that way you're not cutting too much into your costs. So just a little tidbit there. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found this helpful if you're just doing it for yourself or for your own flower stand. We're wrapping up my first year. And as always, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see y'all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.